So we'll put some green on there. Not that we're going to see much of that through it, but I do want a touch of it here and there. And then I've also got these SteamPunk molds from ArtyCo, which I think are lovely actually. Now I've got the trick of how to use them. And I'll put that one there. You make, as I said before, make sure that's still available for putting your little, oh that's a lovely colour, your little chain, your jump ring and chain, because this is a pendant, you're going to be wearing it. There we go. Deciding where to put things, like that. And that one. I wasn't going to use that one, which is why I did that. So yes, that was the trick. So now we know what we're going to do. So that one's okay. Looks like I'm using that one. So I need to use, that's a little compass one. So I need to do those, colour those in as well. I just got so carried away, enjoying myself so much, putting the stuff on, I just didn't stop. But that one being silver, and I can't fit it on, it's too big. So I'm going to use this one, so I'm going to do that one in silver. Where's the silver? It's not silver, it's treasure pewter, but it looks like silver when it's on. So, here we go. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love that. And that is all you need to do to that. Just makes it look worn in some places and not quite so worn in others. Lovely. I like that. Right, in order to get that there, I've got to put something underneath. So what shall I put underneath? Okay, so if I'm going to do that, here we are. So that one goes like that. And then I can put that little one on top. Sort of, you've got to keep that hole free though. So if I'm going to put that there, let's do these two as well in case I need those for support. Sorry, it was out of view again. I'm so bad at that. Makes it look 1,000 times better putting this stuff on than just the black on its own. I mean, black is nice. I quite like black on its own, but I love copper. I love copper. It's terrible for your fingers. You can put gloves on and do it, you know, a lot better for you to do that. I'm just a lazy sod. I do suffer for the fingers later on, but as I say, get it off with alcohol. I've got a can of alcohol there, 99%, and I can just reconstitute that because it's gone all dried out, so it's not working. And then you can get it off your hands and then put cream on your hands, hand cream. Now that's the one that was done in, started by doing it with enchanted gold, then changed my mind, and then a load of copper. Love that, actually. There we go. I've got to put some of this on. I'm sitting there just enjoying the stuff and I'm supposed to be putting things on. some of these, a bit on there. This one. That's enough. A bit more. Just trying to make sure I'm in shot. And the last bit is that lilac. Little touch of lilac. So creamy. Creamy! See, I don't want to put much on, so I'm taking most of this off my finger now and then rubbing in what's there. I'll probably go over that with copper because I think it's a bit too much. Yep, I think that's a bit too much. You've got to be so much more delicate with the lilac. Because the trouble is it's so soft, which is lovely, soft and creamy, beautiful to use, but allows you to put too much on. So I'm going back over that, toning that down a bit. I think that's nice. Because otherwise there's no copper there at all. They want a little bit of copper to show that, you know, this was once copper. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but I wasn't really happy with the result of this twisted face, so I'm going to go over it with some pewter. That certainly gives it a bit more colour. Now that looks a bit better than trying to use that one because there's no contrast, so I may go for that, I may not bother. Or I may go for that. Or I may paint over the whole thing all over again. Don't know. I think we'll stay with that one there. No, I mean, I like those faces, but they're not quite doing it for me. Might have to sit and think about that for a while. Might have to sit and think about it. Quite like that. I might find another piece. Another clock. Yeah. I like the compass being in silver. But I'm not sure about having just one piece in silver. So No, it's too small, too small. I mean, too small a space to fit that in. Oh. I rather like that. Yeah, I quite like that. I like the sort of offsetness of some of these bits. Not of the clock face. Yes, I like that arrangement. It's all a question of what fits, isn't it? No, I'm not happy with that. I like that. I might go with that. And I've got some copper jump rings somewhere. I saw them the other day. If I find those, I think they may work quite well, but I'll probably have to use a silver chain because that's the other chain I've got. Apart from this, which looks more like a toilet chain. It's not the sort of thing you want to wear around your neck, not really. Doesn't go anyway, it's brass. I have to get some more chain when I've got some more money. Here we are. That's the state of play so far. Okay. I'm just adding a bit of this patina to here. You can see how gorgeous it's going already. I've only just added it and it's already going. Now watch it when I add it to here. Shows it's copper, which is what I hoped it was. I think the fixings have got some sort of protective stuff on them, so I might have to forego those going a funny colour. But I wanted them to, but there we are. It's just the chain that's going. So I may as well take those out if they aren't going to turn. Dry them off. Oops, lost my key. Sorry I didn't turn the camera on before. I thought it was going to take a while, but although copper does go quite quickly, doesn't it? Just make sure every bit is gone dark. There's a bit that hasn't there. And nicely coated. So what I'll probably do is I might just spray this lot with PIM 2, because that will stop it from bothering anybody's skin, like mine, for instance. I'm going to be wearing this. So those are all done. Mainly because they didn't do. But there we are. So these are quite a lot lighter. I might put some water in there, see if that'll lighten it a bit. Hang on, I'll just tip this out. Perhaps I won't tip it out. I hate waste. I don't think I'll tip it out. I think what I'll do is I'll put some water in there instead. See? I'll keep that there. And I'll put some water in there. Since that's what you do when you're patinating something and you don't want it to go any further, dunk it in water. Also rinses it off a bit, so it's not quite so. You can see all the bits floating on the top where it's. I think that was a little bit uncontrolled, but that's alright. I want it to look old. It's just a bit older than I had expected it to look. Oh, never mind. Can always add a little bit of something else. I was thinking of adding a bit of gold green verdigris to it, and it's gone so much darkened. I think I might do that anyway. A little bit in there. Oops. Might give me some other colour. That might take a little longer. Or it might not do anything at all. It might be too dark to do anything to it at all. Well, all I can do is leave it and see what happens. Get some of these bits off here. Might have to order a bit more of that. Still got some left though. It is going a little bit. I think I'll add a bit more. You knew I was going to do that, didn't you? Mm. Yes, I think it is going. Well, that's what I've been doing. Patinating metal. Because this is convex, yes, convex, then I need to have the chain around the sides because that's where the liquid is. So we'll leave that to see if it does anything. Meanwhile, I'll chuck away the bits. See what happens. Now these have been done professionally by the company I bought them from, so they're quite nice. I think it's highly likely they put it in a dilute solution so it wouldn't go so fierce as this one. There we are. I've never dunked chain before. Well, hello everybody. I've just managed to secure this chain, and I'm not going to fiddle with it much because it was so fiddly. I don't want it to come apart. It's just, I'm not very dexterous. You probably manage better. The idea behind it, I will show you, is this. You get a little blob of, this has been baked by the way, little blob of clay, turn it into a little barrel. Now I've scraped an area here, and I will be doing the same with this. There we are. I've done the same with that. There we go. You can see where I've scraped the paint away, and get my orientation right. There we are. If I put it there like that, these blobs areas will correspond with where I've got little bits of clay. There, there, there. Let me point with this. Here, 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 and there'll be another piece here. It's the piece I'm going to show you. Like that, you see? So we've got those three areas. That one, oh, I've missed one. Ooh, I'm an idiot. There we are. I have to scrape that one away. Check I've got it right. There we are, you see. See, I didn't scrape these away. I very cleverly marked out where it was going to go and forgot about that one. So this blob will correspond with that. And what I'm doing is, these is the same clay, super sculpey, but I've also used a little blob of this stuff, which is Bacon Pond. A little bit on each area. Like that. I'm putting a fair bit on this one because it's going on the piece of clay that has been indented into there. There we go, I've got this on everything. Now I've got my chain there. The thing is, do I want anything else around here? I don't think I do. I think it's going to be quite delicate enough as it is. So let's make that into a proper little barrel shape. And it's going to stick on there. So I want a little daub of this here. Just a tiny bit. You don't want to use too much because it will just flow everywhere and get in the way and all that kind of thing. Actually, I don't think I've actually put any clay on here. I think it's just the bare baked clay beneath, but that doesn't matter. I've got enough secures here, so if that doesn't work, these bits will. Right. This one goes on there. Now that one's a bit high because I'm going to be pushing it into place. Where's north? See, I've decided to orient this with north at the top. Like that. Let's see, I've got to push that one down. So long as they're all in contact, that's the main point. There we go. Now I've got to do the same with other bits if I want any more pieces on it. I'm thinking about putting this piece on because it's so nice, but I don't know if I will. It depends on where things fit. You see, I've got to kind of poke it in somewhere. It might go on top. This is just the same procedure with each different piece. It's just taking so long simply because I can't make up my mind exactly where I'm going to put things. And by the time I've figured out where I'm going to put one dial, another dial has been disturbed so much I've got to reattach it. But it all works out in the end, and you can see that at the moment north on the silver compass dial at the bottom and south is just a little bit wonky, but don't worry, that's sorted before it's baked. What I do like about these is having the contrasting hands with the dials. For instance, the compass dial at the bottom is silver and the hand is done in the different colours of copper and verdigris, which I think is lovely. I'm just scraping away a piece of that dial so that I can put another little nodule of clay on top of it with a bit of baking bond, as you say, so that I can then get it the right height to get the next piece to sit on a flat plane. I don't want anything going all wonky. And there we are, I'm doing another little bit of scraping, me wearing my funny headset, and baking bond, little nodule of clay, and the dial. But as you see, it doesn't, it's just me going, oh, I don't like it this way, or I think I prefer a bit more over there, and can't make up my mind. But I am really pleased with how this turned out in the end, so all this, you know, dithering turns out to be worth it in the end. That's all really, and I just speeded this up because I was getting pretty bored with it, and I dare say you probably would be as well, so we wouldn't want that. So I speeded it up. You can see that there's now a key on that chain, and that has also been patinaed using the same Tiffany green rust, I think it was, as I used on the chain, and I love that. That chain is long enough that you can then add anything else you fancy if you just put another jump ring and attach it with that. So you could have a pair of scissors, little pair of ornamental scissors, or a spoon, a little delicate apostle spoon, something like that. Well, here is the finished pendant, almost finished. I want to spray this with PIM, but I can't do that till tomorrow because it's dark outside and I want to do it outside, so I'll do that tomorrow. But I've put on the decorative chain, which actually has gone a beautiful greeny colour now. It's wonderful, I love that. And I use this heavy chain as the actual chain to go around your neck, and I put a little bit of copper chain between the two fastenings because you can't get this big chain through here, and you have to do that in order to thread it. So unfortunately I didn't have any tiny copper rings, I needed jump rings, and I needed some of those, so I may replace those when I actually get hold of some. But in the meantime, there is the actual finished item, and I'll zoom in a little bit for you. Try not to make you feel seasick. We're going in slowly, like I didn't before, and there you are. Lovely. I managed to get the key with a little bit of patina on it as well, using the same Tiffany green rust on that as I'd used on the chain. But this is actually a brass key, so the actual effect is not quite the same as on the copper chain. But I'm pretty pleased with that. I don't want to put any patina on this because I don't want patina coming off on me, although, you know, I could spray it with PIM, but I quite like this darkening on here, the patina that's already been put on, so I'd rather leave that as is. There we go. Lovely. Bye bye everybody.